Do 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 do. What's up, y'all? Sometimes just grab a nice cold glass of pomegranate juice. Pretty good. Not bad at all. Hold on one second, y'all. Oh, wait, let me put this over here. All right, y'all, hold on one second. It was good. Okay, I'm back. Let's get to it. You know, when you hear people say, when you ask them about if they watch the news or if they're on social media, if they don't watch, like mainstream news and all that, they say, I don't watch the news. People, they don't watch the 5 o'clock news or the 10 o'clock news, but but then you ask them, hey, so you're on social media? No, I'm not on social media. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on this. They say these things as if, I guess, they're saying something superior, And then you have those folks who say, well, no, I don't need to. I'm not on social media because I'm not going to get tracked. Well, if you have a cell phone, you're tracked. So I just kind of look past all of that. But, and I said all that to say, just going through social media, I think this hit the news yesterday or day before yesterday. It takes me a minute to process things, right? And this latest event, and I do pick and choose which stories I want to present, just like anybody else on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, what have you. And everyone knows, if you have not figured it out already, that I am a black male advocate. I'm always pushing for the protection of black boys. But I'm also questioning our sense of accountability as a race. Now, I know a lot of you don't like when I say race. Race. Because the Constitution of the United States brought in race. And so, I don't have a problem with it, but I think people who have a problem with the word race, you're hiding. You're trying to hide and pretend that race isn't real. You come up with all these wonderful anecdotes of, we're just a human race. And, you're the people who keep race on your mind. Well, I do. Because every time I look in the mirror, I walk outside as a black man. It's not a hindrance. It's not something that keeps me out of the loop of mainstream society. It keeps me aware. It keeps me in the know of what to do when I need to protect my gender and my blackness, or how to respond to those who are trying to be adversaries to my race, my gender, right? I know I'm going to give this grand opening here, this grand introduction about this news item that's still pretty hot that's going on. Little black boy who is one of the players on, I guess, the winners of the little, like the youth baseball world league baseball for little kids, and he's part of the winning team, and on live television. Let me tell you something. If y'all don't understand what Brother Neely Fuller was talking about, racism, white supremacy. If you don't understand this purpose, this agenda, everything else would just confuse you. And American blacks, for the most part, are confused by racism, white supremacy. I know you had that Black Lesbian Matter, you had all these people to talk about, but you're still confused. Malcolm X taught us about race. Elijah Muhammad taught us about race. Nat Turner taught us about race. Fannie Lou Hamer taught us about race. Ida B. Wells Burnett wrote about it, so much so that they tried to destroy her in her newspaper and her writing. Dan Vesey taught us about it. And the list goes on. All these people that God sent, even through tumultuous times, to teach the masses of us about race. And it continues. The books have been written. Shout out to Dr. John Henry Clark. Dr. Claude Anderson is in his mid-80s, quickly approaching 90, still trying to teach American blacks the American descendants of slaves, foundational black Americans about race, and you're still failing at it. This episode of this black boy sitting, and this was supposed to be a hazing ritual. This black boy is sitting his little dumb ass right there on live television, allowing these non-black kids, I saw some look like some Hispanic kids there too, put cotton in his head. And I'm telling you, it's so awesome how just blatantly deaf, racially tone deaf blacks are. See, white people are very deliberate in who they are. I've never gotten upset with white people for being white, but I'm always angered about black people refusing to be black and or of African descent. Because it's so easy. All you have to do is be yourself. Can't nobody play you if you're being you. But the only people who get played by white folks are those who are trying to be them, marry them, have children with them, and be around them. And most importantly, trying to teach white folks, I ain't none of them pro-black, Black Panther black people. I ain't anti-white. I'm not like that. And you get played every time. That doesn't make any sense in 2021, 2022. Damn if it'll be 2023 that a black child is being subjected to that. But you know, they got other races of kids on their team too. But you think during the hazing process they put a sombrero on the Mexican kid, or a glittered up yarmulke on the Jewish kid? See, all those other groups know who they are, so therefore they know how to protect themselves. I don't know if this is just a hood ignorant thing, but in this case looks like a black suburban so-called educated thing. And most importantly, as I read further, y'all might have to educate me on this, but I don't think he has a father. I think it was just a mother. And someone said that the mother doesn't seem to be offended by that. Well, you know, La La Land. Cuckoo, cuckoo. La La Land. And Malcolm X taught you about this. Only a fool will send their children to be educated by the oppressors and enemy of their people. And blacks do it every semester. From kindergarten to first grade to fifth grade to sixth grade, high school, whatever have you. Then they volunteer and go to the white colleges and universities when they get 18. We send our children to psychological slaughter every day because you don't prepare them for being black. Now, of course, when you hear this video, there he go on that race stuff. He's always talking about race. I don't have to talk about race ever again because I love it when white people show you what they think about you. And they'll try to justify, well, they're being kids. It's interesting how those white kids know exactly how to be white at 8, at 9, but your black kids don't know how to be black. I'm sorry, brown. I'm tan. My grandfather was German. You stupid Negro. So I know D.L. Hughley made a big deal about it and other people talking about critical race theory. Look here. All you have to do is Google to see what critical race theory is. It's something that's taught in law schools. And Caucasians do not want their shame brought to them from the past and their current bad deeds. So they don't want history taught in schools unless they can tell it their way. So they termed it misused critical race theory. Who's still thinking critical race theory has anything to do with history? It's a concept taught in graduate schools and law schools, not in elementary schools. So why in the hell are people pushing for that? Or we know why white folks saying, hey, we don't want critical race theory. Well, they pull some out of their ass and people fell for it. The thing is, I don't care if they never teach history in high school. I don't care if they never teach history in elementary school or middle school. What's your problem as a black parent? Why have you gotten away from teaching history to your children, stupid? Stop blaming white folks for what you should be doing at home. And I hear mainly black Democrats, mainly black liberals, black gays. Y'all don't, and just, the hood blacks or people who's so busy trying to think that racism is going to go away because you earn $100,000 plus a year. Matter of fact, it gets worse for you because then you really trying to go in those spaces where they don't want you. And y'all, and black people, it never ever came to a point when I can understand, why do you send your black daughter or your black son that's 5 years old, 6 years old, 8 years old, during the prime of development of their minds, one black girl in an all-white school, one black boy in an all-white school or whatever, and you expect that son to have good sense? You expect your daughter to love her black self, her black hair? Y'all go to these high schools now, these mixed schools, and your black children goofy as shit. Go to these suburbs where white black kids grow up. They're goofy as shit. And I blame you, Gen X parents. You came out of HBCUs, you came out of PWIs, you got your master's degrees, you got your doctorates, and you're able to move them out of your black environment and put them, what you say, the suburbs or the better schools. You got these goofy ass kids who come back and marry nobody that looks like their mother and their father and have nothing but non-black kids or have... Of course not all. And y'all wondering, y'all think that white people are the problem? No. White people have never apologized or never stopped being white. You stopped being black. And that's why we out here looking stupid in these streets. That's why they got that little black boy up there looking like a dumbass, letting them put something that was negatively racially attached to and enslaved people on his head. But that same group of little 8-year-old, 9-year-old white boys and Hispanic boys will never disrespect a Jewish kid like that. Never disrespect a gay kid like that. Never disrespect an Asian kid like that. But somehow, and here's the part I need everybody to really pay attention to. Isn't it interesting? Whenever they do some humiliating shit like this, they always pull out the black male child. Shout out to Dr. Francis Cress Wilson. Shout out to Dr. Joy Leary. Shout out to Dr. Amos Wilson. Shout out to Dr. Naeem Akbar. See, I keep naming these scholars because y'all pretend that these people were never a part of our race who tried to teach us. Let's go all the way back to brother Dr. Carter G. Woodson. All you have to do is read the books. That's all you have to do. But we sitting here now, we're finna get all worked up about, oh my God, that was racism. Yes, of course it was racist. But what I see, I guess it's my Aquarius mind. Y'all have to forgive us. We Aquariuses, we think a little beyond the rest of y'all. Y'all ain't gonna get it right now. Y'all gonna throw stones at us right now because when we talk right now, we disrupt your comfortability. But 2 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you say, well, Rico was telling the truth. I ain't like his delivery, but he was telling the truth. It doesn't make sense for black children to still be going through slave rituals when you supposed to have all the good goddamn sense. Why aren't you teaching black kids their black history at home? So if you're going to put them in these multicultural environments, at least they'll know how to protect themselves against stupid crap like that. And also, y'all better start respecting the lives of black boys. Look at that whole agenda. It is to weaken and soften black boys. Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu said in the 80s, now he's probably like in the 70s now, still trying to teach Negroes. If you want to develop a broken man, have a broken man, you have to destroy him as a child. And our community has an issue with respecting the psychological development of black children. Why do we do? And we certainly don't have an understanding or the grasp for who God is. That's why you don't respect black boys. We talk about protection, provider, hunter, gather. Who the fuck you think doing that? I know girls. It's men. In order for them to be those competent protector, provider, hunter, gatherers, they have to be strong and protected boys. And here we are again, another emasculated, destroyed boy on television, putting cotton in his damn head. What's wrong with niggas? And I'm saying that to be as condescending as I can. It doesn't make any sense. I'm going to give y'all some more stories. That obese, hair-hatted hooligan animal who attacked that black boy during, I guess, the riots after the Freddie Gray incident in New York or wherever it was. He was out here, had his mask on, throwing rocks and bottles at the cops, and she found out it was him. She snatched his mask off. Now, he's like 2 feet taller than this little round, rotund heifer. But because the cameras were on and everybody was watching, she decided to put on a show of emasculating her son. You get over there. You want to be seen? You want to hear? Take your mask off. Let them see him. She put her son's life at risk, all for attention. Because you don't respect the heart of a lion. Because you don't know how to develop a lion when you're a lioness or you're a single female mother. And that's why they funded single motherhood. Because they know the woman is the weak link in the race. All the races. That's why they go through the woman. The woman is nothing but emotions. And also she's about survival. So that means even on the plantation, they didn't have to rape her no more. She was volunteering to open her legs up. Y'all go read this stuff, Daughters of the Trade. Then she was one of the first actual plantation slave owners, because she at some point inherited the slaves from the white man that she was making herself available for in the back house, or sometimes she got moved to the White House, to the big house, as some country folks would say. Oh yeah, we look, self-accountability. The history has been written. How come y'all don't read it? Because it interferes. As who's Mama Brand would say, it's Neely Fuller. Who said this? It says that we've created a comfortable place under white supremacy. And so people like me who say this stuff out loud, or Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad or Minister Farrakhan and Dr. Umar Johnson, when they speak like this, y'all get upset because you know you ain't doing right. And then because you're not doing right, you have a black boy on national TV being treated like some kind of bootlick pickaninny. Now, he doesn't know what these words are. All I know is look at his face, people. Look at his face. You can see the humiliation on his face. He didn't like, well, damn. And then I read some more and said, well, it wasn't just him. They were doing all the kids, but they put him on live TV. Pay attention. I hear you, Brother Neely Fuller. But the massive eye people don't hear you. I hear you, Dr. Claude Anderson, but the rest of us don't. Because we're doing too much, trying to prove to white folks that we's good Negroes. So we send our children out to be massacred, psychologically massacred. Then when they become teenagers, they get physically deleted. They don't even make it to 30 good. They don't even make it to 35. Let me tell y'all something. That was that lady out there, right? And how about, it was another situation. Here in North Dallas, a black woman with an 8th grade son. Now, he had been bullied all during the year by these white kids, calling him monkey and all these racial names. And he, too, was a little goofy, sheltered little black boy raised by his mama, who claimed, no, she missed corporate America and yes, auntie, and all that. Now, those same white boys asked his mama if he can come and do a sleepover at their house. And next thing you know, we looking on social media, they waking him up out of his sleep, showing us they got him drinking pee. And the poor little guy, he doesn't know any better. You know, the mama's outraged. What for? You sent them to his demise, ma'am. You sent him to his demise. So I shake my head at all the foolishness. Do what you want to do. But if you don't teach your children to be black, they'll always be defenseless against everyone else who's very assured about who they are. Rico, you preaching hate and divisiveness. We're already divided. But everyone else seems to be doing quite well economically, educationally, and politically in their division. Black people are the ones who are suffering from this so-called division and segregation. We're not faring well as a group. If we took on the notes of Jews, if we took on the notes of Asians and Hispanics, and even this sub-community called LGBT, we'll be a better group. If we go back and replay the tapes of Malcolm X, replay the tapes of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, and we replay the tapes of Brother Elijah Muhammad, and we replay the tapes of Democracy, go and read the history of it. Go watch the book. Go watch the movie Birth of a Nation. Go watch 12 Years a Slave. Do something so your ass can be cognizant in your consciousness today. Oh, God. Give me a minute. Because stuff like that, I'm telling y'all, Y'all, see, it's easy to get mad at white folks, but you will not get mad at that person in the mirror who has not prepared him or herself for what we live in. America can be a great country to live in. It doesn't have to be so treacherous. Systematic racism is not going to stop. White supremacy, white racism is not going to stop. But what you can do is stop the denial about racism, about systematic racism. Stop the denial. Teach your children about who they are racially. Teach them. That's not against the law. It's not about hating anybody else. Because Jews teach Jewish kids about being Jewish and whatever history they have. White people teach them about their European history and whatever they have. Asians do the same thing. Homosexuals have created some kind of history, but they never start with Sodom and Gomorrah. Isn't that interesting about the gay community? That's part of your history too, nasty. But black people refuse. I'm talking about not just a few segments and nuggets of, what you call them, Afrocentric conscious, or African-centered conscious, or people condescendingly call them pro-blacks. I don't like that. I'm pro-black. I don't have a problem being pro-black. I like the actuality or the reality of a Wakanda. But I know for the masses of mentally conquered blacks in America, that's just a movie to be entertained. You know it's just a movie because you make fun of, you do stupid shit like this. You're just making fun of the movie because you don't want the reality of a Wakanda. Because ain't no white folks in Wakanda. Except they brought that one white guy. That's Hollywood. You got to have gays. You got to have a white savior in these black movies. Yeah, I said it. Because we wait till the next one come out. Oh, yeah, that black and brown unity. Get out of here. Oh, yeah. I'm going to give y'all a final one to let you know that y'all don't respect black boys. When they say that love their sons and raise their daughters. But y'all seen the videos on social media where even a 3 or 4-year-old black girl, little black girl, they know this when it comes to their hair and their person. Y'all see that video where this little black girl has braids or something? And I think the little white girl's trying to touch, like, oh, what is this? And the little black girl like, She, Who taught her that don't allow anybody to invade her space? Who taught her that whatever you do, don't touch my hair? Who taught her that? Go find the videos. A little black girl's warning off, prying hands in their hair. I see the videos. But somehow y'all don't teach black boys to protect their space. And that's why it's a problem in our race. We don't value black boys. These black girls running around all empowered, but they ain't got no husband, but a bunch of kids, though. Got a lot of degrees, but at home with a bunch of dogs. Shout out to Kevin Samuels. Y'all see what I'm talking about? She learned at 3 years old, 4 years old. Don't touch my hair. But this little black boy is on national TV allowing a bunch of non-blacks to put cotton in his head. You can frame it how you want to. Well, no, they took stuffing out of teddy bears. They took stuff. But how did they know to use cotton? Y'all are not paying attention. Nearly full of, get to him, please, sir. How they know to use cotton on a black boy? You think, and then who the hell is doing hazing rituals in fucking Little League baseball? Only when it's black kids involved. Okay, I know, I'm the separatist. Rico, you hate other people. I know. That's probably the reason I never had any kids. Cause I probably had to kill some damn body by now, either in school or in society about my kids. Because I don't play this shit. This shit is stupid. And so, D.L. Hughley, right, and all the others who are upset about that little dumbass sitting there and letting those white non-black kids put cotton in his head. His mother obviously never taught him about race. Never taught him about the value of himself as a black male. Has never made that connection between him and God. That's why your boys are out here looking stupid. Because y'all refuse to connect them to God. They don't find themselves valuable. Tight ass, sagging jeans, tattoos everywhere. Cartoon draws on and sagging with the pants on their booty. Broken English, murdering each other. You don't can make that connection between black boys and God. When you do that, you'll see a different group. But I have to a different behavior in this particular group. But one thing about it, you think that could have been a black Nation of Islam boy that allowed that? And I'm finna go there. Because whatever y'all believe in is not working for black children. It's not. That Christianity is not working for black children. Christ said we shall love the world. We should love everybody. But whatever they're teaching them in the Nation of Islam, you don't hear none of this foolishness being done to or done by black kids in the Nation of Islam. Find me a black kid with the last name Muhammad in the juvenile justice system and we can have that conversation. Find me a black teenage girl in high school in the nation or Orthodox Muslim in high school in the 9th and 10th grade with a pregnant belly. We had a conversation. Point her out. Show me this little Nation of Islam brother that's selling dope in the neighborhood. Show me this little Nation of Islam teenager that's in a gang and messing his fingers up in the name of Allah. Oh, God. Anyway, y'all know I'm on Facebook, YouTube, I have a Facebook group, Rico the Opinionist, Instagram, TikTok. I got a PayPal and I have I have a PayPal and I have a Cash App, Rico the Opinionist, $ Rico the Opinionist. Y'all know how to spell it, RICOTHEOPINIONIST. And fool with me if you cool with me. Shout out to Raider J out of Memphis. But I got a couple of minutes. If anybody would like to come on and talk to me about, if you saw that, hit the little red or green button. I'd like to talk to you about it. Or if you want to share your thoughts about what I just shared, I want to talk to you. Hit that. I think it's a green or red button right there. Somewhere I'm saying right there. Go ahead and hit it. I got a couple of minutes if you want to talk. Pomegranate juice, awesome. Okay, and nobody wants to talk. Okay. Okay, I appreciate it. I just had to get that off my mind because it was ridiculous. Y'all protect black boys and stop being mad at white folks for being white. They know who they are. We need to accept who we are. It's not so bad. You still get to do anything you want to do on the planet Earth. You know, just recognize who you are. All right? And teach your black kids that so they won't be on TV looking like dumbasses. Humiliated, degraded dumbasses. All right? Talk to you later. Peace.